Hey everyone, and welcome back to BeamNG.drive. Last video, I started the Jungle Rock Island missions, did a couple car deliveries, a couple, I'm gonna say like resource deliveries. They were like, come on, oh, you, there we go. They were the, whatchamacallit, wrong button. Just like wood pallets and then a truckload of something else, I can't remember exactly. I guess I could check the map and see what it was. Either way, this video, I skipped the bus routes because they're boring. I did the pipes and wooden planks deliveries, did a delivery for each of the garage to garage, hypermiling, and then finished off with the long jump. Also did the first AI race, which was Jungle Rumble. Now it's time to move on to the time trials. I'm going to try and get the Gambler 500 ones done and over with because, as I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of the Gambler stuff. I can appreciate it, like I can see how it's a lot of fun for some people just doing weird, crazy stuff with cars, but it's just not my style, so let's get into the first one. Own or provided. Looks like, yeah, I have to use the provided one to get the stars. As usual. Okay. Tropical Toboggan, Gambler 500. This stage is not for the faint of heart. Wrestle the Covet to the bottom of the hill on very slippery roads. Time trials are about getting the best time on a track. Find the optimal route by learning all the ins and outs of the terrain and obstacles. You can flip your car upright as often as you want. Each flip will add 5 seconds to your final time. Once you reach a checkpoint, you can recover your car back to it. Each time will add 5 seconds, as usual. So, let's get into it. This should be interesting. I've messed around with this car a little bit, and it was pretty interesting to drive. I really don't see the point in doing something like this, especially when they could be like, you know, fixing the issues with the hopper and so on, but whatever. Wasn't paying attention. This thing handles so weird. At least the single wheel is in the back and not the front. It's like a really bad rally stage. I think that's where we land with the jump mission. Don't get stuck, come on. Surprised it didn't flood through there. Quickly, as I mentioned in the other videos, as usual, because, you know, winter in Canada, my nose and stuff is all stuffy, and I'm really tired today, so just kind of bear with me. Roll right at the frickin' finish line. Landed upside, or finished upside down. Well then. 141, so no stars. And I don't really feel like doing that again, to be honest. So I'm just gonna continue on. This is such a weird, I don't even know what to call it. It's just so weird. So weird. I really don't understand. And like, this is the only vehicle you can use the tractor wheel on, without mods. So, yeah. Either way. I'm also trying to get the LED lights to go on the hopper at the moment in my mod pack, but it's not going too well. My mod pack is coming along fairly nicely. I've got some parts that help that the hopper should have, but I'm very new to modding in this, and I'm not all that great at it, so. Alrighty, potty shaker. Oh my. Alright, potty shaker. Gambler 500. Rocks, mud, and trees make this route very technical. Carrying speed is the key to a good time. Time trials, typical stuff. I would really like to have bumper lights on the front of the hopper like this has. Come on. There we go. Come on, go. Oh, this does wheelies. And this is like the reverse of the Corvette, so if I turn too quickly, it's just gonna roll. I haven't spent much time driving this thing either, so we will see how this goes. There's a mod that puts the pigeon on, I believe, the hopper frame, and I quite like that mod actually. The pigeon with like 31s or 33s on it looks really cool. And performs really well. Like, it's actually something I would drive in real life. I would love to have something like this, but done properly. I guess that would be like, what, a Reliant super van, but on a Jeep chassis kind of thing. Oh, this handles like garbage. Probably not going to get the desired time for this one either, the target time, but that's okay. One thing I do like about the Gambler, though, is part of what they do is a lot of cleaning. Like, when they do their events, they don't leave garbage behind. They clean up after each other and after other people. In the long run, what they do is actually pretty cool and pretty amazing, and what people should do. But it's just their vehicles, I don't get it. Come on, go! I think I might have mentioned in the last video that I've been trying to figure out how to get the pickup axles under the hopper for better strength and perhaps a bit more articulation, but it's still super hard for me to get parts across vehicles. Like, I've put locking LSDs in the hopper and the Geforce chassis vehicles. I've got the tire pressure management system in the hopper and the D series, and working on putting it in a roamer. And then a few other things, but swapping over engines and axles and stuff, I just can't seem to figure out. Oh, that was easy. Or, not easy, interesting. Very interesting. At least I got 1 star on this one. But now it is on to the missions I'm actually looking forward to. Mudslide Gladiator. Interesting. I quite like the Arata. I keep forgetting the name, but the Arata is awesome. I have a normal, like, done-up version of it. I have a drift version, and then a crawler version. Kind of funny with this thing, if you put the final drive all the way up to 6, the front end will explode. Okay, Mudslide Gladiator. Is mud your thing? No, not really. This long, challenging trail in the Arata may change your mind. Maybe. Time trials, typical things. Okay. I don't like mud bogging. I like doing trails and going through mud, but I don't see the point in just driving through mud pits all day, just the same mud pit over and over again. I find it kind of dumb. But I do quite like the Arata. Other than it's a CVT, but the side-by-sides typically have CVTs just because it's simpler and it's more efficient. CVTs aren't as strong as normal gearboxes, but like I said, they are way, way more efficient. They are continuously variable. They have their starting range and an ending range, but they can also hit literally any range in between. Because it's basically just two cones with a belt around them. Whereas gearboxes are a set of, or transmissions, as they're typically called, are just a set of gears. So you have your set ratios in them. One thing I was actually thinking of is making a side-by-side that is street legal and using it as a daily. Get a kind of sportier version, put all the right lights in the right places and stuff, and a properly sealed cab, some installation, and put in some kind of heater and whatnot. This mission's pretty easy. You just gotta be careful on the slippery mud spots. The mud in Beam could be done a bit better. It'd be really cool if they had like mud runner or snow runner style terrain deformation, but I feel like with this engine, this game engine, it would be quite a feat. Someone did a mod for it, but even for just a little patch of mud, it required a lot of work. So they'd have to either like change the engine or figure out a way to do it efficiently. Also, my mod pack has a mod for the Arata that puts a 6-speed sequential in it. Because I like my 6 speeds. I might also do a mod that puts front and rear locking LSDs in it as well, but I'm currently working on hopper stuff. And I realized that my paint job for the hopper doesn't work properly. So I've currently taken that out of the mod pack. Once I'm at a happy spot with the mod pack, I will finally upload it and then update it from time to time like I do with the configuration pack. Which I should do. I should really update my config pack because I have done quite a lot of tuning with all the cars. They are quite a bit better than before. Don't slide off the mountain. I was practicing the normal paved roads over the weekend, but I didn't really practice the dirt roads, which I probably should have. Already 1 checkpoints. I'm only like just over halfway. Wow. But this would be tree. Hopefully that didn't take out my alignment too bad. Come on. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I know where I am. But yeah, this would be so much fun to do in real life. Hitting that tree did mess up my alignment a little bit. It doesn't want to turn as well. It's not really pulling to either side, but it did something to the steering. Either that, or this just has spools in it rather than normal differentials, because it does not want to turn. Ooh, yeah, okay, it definitely messed up the front end. Front end on this is not happy. Another thing that I don't really get is the sport version of this, the sport cage, can't put the light bar on, but you can put the light bar on the more utility version. Should be able to put the light bar on both versions. With the damage to the front end, the camber's all like completely messed up, so it just does not want to turn while I'm going slow. It doesn't want to turn at all. Come on. I also don't want to restart this. Where's the next checkpoint down there? I was just gonna go straight off the edge. Come on. Oops. Oh, I think it's also only in two-wheel drive. That would really help. Okay, I'm just gonna go past this one in reverse, and then go forwards. I'm not overly worried about time right now. I do plan on going through and redoing pretty much every single time trial and actually going for the time. But right now I'm just kind of going through the missions, seeing what they're all like. And then I'll either stream or do a few videos on just the time trials and seeing how good of times I can get. There we go. That was fun. I really like side-by-sides. Ooh, a minute longer than the 1 star, but if I had realized it wasn't in 4-wheel drive for some reason, in the bottom right, I have the starter and whatnot really small in the corner, but it wasn't showing up for a while. I also like how the Arata has all the buttons actually in the vehicle for everything. Oh, is there a little... is that just a... oh, okay, that's the roll cage poking through. I was gonna say, is that a little, like, design inside or what? But it's just the door. And now the door won't close. Whatever. Okay. Island Dirt Loop. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Is this personal vehicle or a given again? Player vehicle. Okay, I'm going to switch vehicles. And although I do like this one, I think I'm going to use mine instead. Because I've done a bunch of tuning to it. I'm tempted to either use my hopper or the Arata. Yeah, crawler, drift, and my normal whatever one. I'll start off with this one. See how it goes. This should have... I think this might be open diff in the front, I'm not sure. Okay, so the rear is race limited slip. And then the front is locking. Why is this not showing the proper icon for the front diff? Whatever. Oh, what vehicle was it? I was... oh, on Cyberpunk. There's a little tiny pickup truck. I'll say more after it loads. Okay, on Cyberpunk, there's this newer little pickup truck. It's kind of like a Suzuki Samurai style thing, I think. And there's an upgraded version with like a cage instead of a roof and rear dualies for some reason, and Cyberpunk's version of upgraded and off-road. I was driving it and bailed out by accident. The wheels locked up and it rolled forwards onto its roof. I'll try and remember to add a clip. It was pretty funny. And yeah, this race mode for some reason doesn't show the vehicle control app thingy, so I'll have to go in and change that. I don't think I can change it mid-race. But I have done quite a bit of tuning to this thing, so hopefully this goes well. I think I still need a stiffer front sway bar on it, but we'll see. I gotta turn there. Or, no I don't. There is no turn. No turning. Okay, go. Just go. Quickly. I just saw the line for the checkpoint marker out of the corner of my eye and thought I had to turn. Hopefully I can kind of make up the time I lost there. But then again, the time trials in this, excuse me, the route is usually pretty well marked off. I'd also like to get into making my own missions and stuff, but I can't figure that out either. I'm no good at doing flowcharts and stuff. Like the programming type of flowchart. I haven't driven this in a while, and I haven't worked on the tuning for it in a while, but I'm pretty happy with it. Handles pretty good, especially in 4-wheel drive. It technically is tuned to have my 6-speed sequential in it, but whatever. Surprised it doesn't make us go up that, nice little slide. I'm surprised it doesn't make us go up the dirt hill up to the hangar. It was also tuned to have a decent mix of off-road capabilities and then torque and top speed. It's not the fastest, but something like this doesn't need to go like 150 to 200 miles an hour. It goes a decent top speed for what it is. And handles pretty well doing it. I probably could have done most of this in rear-wheel drive, but I think having it in 4 is giving me a bit of a advantage for the corners, especially when the rear end slides out. The front end just kind of keeps pulling it along. It's so weird not shifting gears. I would love to have one just like this in real life. Maybe a 4-door version. But yeah, especially with potentially moving to a farm, this would be so amazing. I was looking straight instead of around the corner. Don't slide off the edge. Come on, back up. Am I stuck? Come on, let's back up. Here we go. Definitely lost a lot of time there. I don't think I'm going to get any stars on this one, but as I mentioned before, I plan on coming back to these and actually going for the time. On video, I'm just kind of having fun, or in this series of videos I am at least. Once I do all the missions in this series of videos, I'm going to move on to career mode. And then I will do, or redo the time trials as like a separate thing, probably. Oh, that could have been better, but wasn't too bad, I guess. Oh, no objectives, okay. I guess that one was just kind of for fun. Definitely could have done better, though. I really like the errata. Just, it looks so cool. I should go over here and get a quick picture. Or I will, use one of the replays. I'll just use one of the replays to get a picture while it's drifting. I'm definitely not used to driving this. And the front suspension moves so weird. Let's go back to the home. Quickly show. The springs look fairly normal until you do this. And they just compress and extend in such a weird... Ooh, actually. Did they fix it? No. It still stretches and compresses really weirdly. I don't get it. But either way. I should have time for one more time trial. I was hoping to get through more of them. Okay, hill climb. This one, I'm going to preliminarily switch back to my 200BX just in case. When I was doing my practice laps of the island, I was using a Supra. But I don't want to use any mods for this series. I'll have a video of that up a little bit later this week. Supra just going around the island until my controller quit working. Player vehicle, not in reverse. Okay. Typical time trial stuff. Let's get into it. I do have a version of 200BX that I made specifically for Jungle Rock Island. It's my blue one, but with rally suspension. But the handling isn't quite where I want it to be. If I crash, I might switch to it. But because of this road being so bumpy, I decided something with a more rally type suspension would be better. So I threw the rally suspension on it, so it would have the travel and extra damping settings, but kept it the same height and tried to keep all the alignment the same. And it works pretty well. It understeers a little bit more than the normal version of it does, but it's still a pretty neat car. I'm gonna hit the wall. Ooh, maybe not. That one was pretty easy. Probably could have gone a bit faster, but whatever. Excuse me. And I still have time for one more. Depending on how long it is, maybe two more. That was hill climb. This is mountain stage, so it's basically the same thing, but longer. So probably the same thing going up and then back down the other side. And it looks like it might be in reverse compared to this one. Yeah. Do I get to use my own car? I do. Okay. Oops. I did not want to make the window smaller. Thankfully, it did not go smaller for OBS. I'm going to switch to my other one, just for the suspension that I mentioned. It should be this one. And then I need to switch to... Ooh, it's already got slicks on it. Okay. Yeah, as I mentioned, it just simply has way more suspension travel, and it can actually handle jumps and bumps and stuff. So let's see how this car does. It's also, in general, built to be more of a street car. I quite like the typical time trial stuff. I quite like the Ibishu 200BX, and I wanted a tamed, like a good street version. Something that wasn't, like, that was just a complete fail. Okay. I will restart. Yeah, I wanted something that wasn't crazy track, but I wanted something that wasn't boring either. So I did this version. My rally version would probably be pretty good for this too. Find around the island, you typically only really need second and third gear depending on your gearing. And that's what I mean about the slight understeer that it has that I'm still trying to kind of deal with. And figure out in the tuning, but aside from that, it's pretty fast, and it handles pretty well. Especially for being just a simple street car on rally struts and coilovers. I'm not sure if it has race brakes or like just sport or whatever, but they seem to be doing well at the moment too. And it has nitrous, I forgot about that. If you want to practice like tight corners and stuff, your cornering in general, Jungle Rock Island is great for that. Most of it, rather than being all high speed, with a little bit of cornering, it's mostly this kind of stuff. Bumps like that, why I've got rally suspension under this one. Just handles it a little bit better. I could have taken this corner better too. Come on, slow down. Aw, oh, man. That definitely messed up my alignment. Oh yeah, it's pulling to the right pretty hard now. Not too bad, but enough it's probably going to slow me down a bit. But I'm too far through to restart at this point, so I'm just going to deal with it. It's another thing that can set drivers apart from each other is their ability to deal with random things that can happen. Like that. I'm not trying to say like I'm amazing or a pro or anything, but there are people that a little issue like that would just totally screw them up. Gotta compensate for it. A 326. Not too bad. I technically should end this video here, but I really like doing the time trials in this. I love racing in Beam. Where is time trial? Time trial mission. Edit. Don't hide in cockpit. There we go. Go back to free roam. That was supposed to switch back. It's a pain in the butt changing all of these to have the layout that you'd prefer, but it's so worth it. I'm gonna see about doing one more. How many more do I have? That was mountain stage. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do one more, because then the next video I only have 4, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 in this one so far, so I don't know. Should I do this? Should I not? Island loop will be pretty long. So yeah, I'll do this one, and then the next episode I'll finish them off. And then I'm also... no, I'm going to keep using this car. Alrighty. A decent picture. That one. Anyways, I'll probably still use the one of the Arata. Off we go. A little bit of nitrous off the line just to kind of get up to speed a bit quicker. I think this might be one of the routes that I practice the most on. Maybe not. I haven't gone through this tunnel very much. I actually completely forgot this tunnel was even a thing. I know of the other one, but... now we're on the part that I usually do. I could probably up the brake pressure a little bit on this configuration as well, especially since it has ABS. I should kind of revisit my tuning videos because I left out some details that I should have really touched on. Now we're on the part from my drift tune testing video. This map is also great for drifting, especially this part. There's the understeer. It's so much fun to drift this part. Ooh, lots of body roll. Looks like I need stiffer sway bars on this. I also made a new rally variant for the FCV that's way more stock. I pretty much just gutted the thing and put the Tograk no suspension under it. And it's a pretty good rally car. just with that simple stuff. Oh, it's handling really weird now. Almost at the finish line, though. Distance between these checkpoints is making me feel like I took a wrong turn. Stage is a bit longer than I thought it was. Uh-oh. There we go. Alrighty. That is going to be the end of today's video. Lots of fun as usual, though. I love doing time trials and then just doing it on the windy roads of Jungle Rock Island is so much fun. This is also a good place to go rock crawling. I'll mention that really quickly. I'll show the rock crawling bits. If you spawn at the resort... Come on, faster camera. If you spawn at the resort, and then come down the side of the pool, little challenge, get your vehicle over here this way. It's really fun. You kind of have to like straddle the wall and drop down, but either way, come down here and then go to the left, work your way along here, which is pretty tricky and quite fun, and then go for a nice little beach drive all the way around, under the bridge to the castle, over these dunes, along this narrow spot, all the way over to here. On this point by the observatory, and then you've got all these rocks to crawl along to, and there's so many different lines that you can take, and it's just a ton of fun rock crawling here on this map. But either way, unfortunately that is the end of this video. I would love to keep going, but I need to move on to the next video that I have to record. So, as always, if you have any tips or tricks or anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, I'm thinking of something. I'm just trying to think of how to like get it into words. I'm not good with words. I'd like to kind of start a tuning help kind of thing. So like if you've got I've been really working on my tuning skills and understanding what does what and so on. So if you are tuning a vehicle and just can't quite get it to do what you want it to, feel free to ask. Maybe jump on my Discord server and go into the Beam section and ask there. You can share your tune and I or someone will check it out and we can do it. We can to get it working how you want it to. But aside from that, as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.